Mila Rose, and we are doing the shadow work reading for the month of May for the sign of Libra. Libras, we have had in all of our readings for this month that we need to do some shadow work. So let's figure out what that shadow work is all about. I have already shuffled the cards, so let's lay them out and let's see what the cards have to tell us. All right, our first card is the Seven of Swords. Well, all right then. All right then. So we may have some shadow work to do around feeling like we have to be a little mischievous. Like we cannot necessarily, that we have everything together and that we're able to kind of keep our wits about us. We have to be very, always on our toes, always one step ahead. And let's see what it has to say more about that. The Six of Chalices, we are thinking a little bit about the past. We might even be, like we have fond memories of the way that things used to be. And I'm guessing that that's part of the reason why we are feeling like we have to always kind of be one step ahead and to use a little bit of trickery to get the things that we want, is because we're looking at what's happened to us in our past and it's impacting what's happening to us currently in the future. The One of Wands. All right, so we are needing to definitely take a look at how we use our will. So how we say, like, I want this, I'm going to get it, I'm going to make it happen. And that like internal motor that actually gets us started and gets us going. Libra is a cardinal sign, so it's very good at starting projects. It's not the greatest at ending them or completing them, like all cardinal signs. So we may always be very excited about starting something new, but what we might not have the best background in is in seeing that to completion, having that discipline needed. The 8, Strength card. So feeling like we are strong, feeling like we have the courage to go after the things that we want. These tie in really well together with that Ace of Wands card, because the Ace of Wands is all about having courage. It's all about that energy that actually makes us get up and work on a project, work on ourselves, do the things we're supposed to be doing. And the Strength card is saying, how do we go within and build up that inner strength to do that? And the 8 of Pentacles. So this is about hard work. This is about how do we approach hard work? How do we approach things that feel difficult or have a lot of barriers or don't feel easily accessible to us? That is our shadow work topic that we are working on. So some clarifiers. The Knight of Pentacles under that Seven of Swords. So that energy that's like, all right, if I want to make money, if I want to be successful, if I want to be able to have material wealth or have good health, I'm not always following the rules around that. I may be looking for some shortcuts. I'm trying to find the easiest way to make that happen. With the Knave of Chalices under the Six of Chalices, yeah, it's a very young and naive energy. We might have a very naive way of looking at things and of approach, because the Seven of Swords that takes that approach to finances is kind of a naive, it's kind of a young-minded energy, and that, you know, honestly, putting in the work or asking for help, building up communities and systems that will support us, and taking courage is something that you have to be emotionally mature to be able to do. You have to be able to build up that fortitude to be able to continue forth when things get hard, or when you start the project and then that energy that you were really excited about and getting started starts to wane. Like, you have to have some of that the kindle that actually keeps the fire burning. For our clarifier under the Ace of Wands, we have the Empress. So the Empress is all about fertility. It's all about abundance. It's all about being able to create from nothing. And that, you know, we have that knowledge that we can do that. I'm sure that you have set and thought up many projects You've done many things. You've created many things. But again, it's that, like, how do we keep going forward from that without being pigeonholed or without feeling overwhelmed or without, and doing so in a way that we're upfront about what's happening. We got the Sun card and then the Strength card, two really strong cards right underneath each other. Ooh, and then the Ten of Swords. This is definitely indicating that when we've taken the time to tap into our talents, our skills, we understand that that's something that makes us strong. We understand that that makes us a strong candidate in the world, in the workforce, in our relationships. Like, and it is the light that shines within us that draws other people to us. But then it also stresses us out. Like, it is this very light. It is this very understanding of how powerful we are and how we move about the world in the way that we do, that draws other people to us and that allows us to be able to be these strong, productive, courageous individuals, that stresses us out, that gets us in these situations where we become overwhelmed. And when we become overwhelmed, we start like looping back around and starting to cut those corners or trying to figure out like what's the easiest way to get this done. And then when we're thinking about this very idealized understanding of how we are able to function in the world, and we try to take that very, well, I didn't know, or I wasn't sure, you know, I'm a Libra, I can say this, I know sometimes we like to play dumb just to see what happens or what we can get out of it or what kind of assistance we can get, you know. It's because we're overwhelmed, but we're unable, we're not in that space yet where we feel that strength and that courage to like sit down and just tunnel through the hard work, or to say, hey, I'm overwhelmed, hey, you know, like, this is a lot of work that's going on here, and I really want to be able to get all of this done. So let's see, how do we work with this? How do we integrate this for a good outcome for us? The Moon, shadow work. So you got to do shadow work. You need a journal. You need to go over what any archetypes that you might be aligned with. So whether that is one that you have related to your anima or your animus, like your idealized understanding of what it means to be masculine or feminine. If you're looking at any issues that you might have with the mother, with the father, any understanding that you might have with being a powerful individual, or with being someone who has to ask for help, being someone who is strong and courageous and a starter and is very accomplished in the world, who is an empress. So like, we can even look at the archetypes that are here, the Empress, the Sun, the Strength card, you know, that fiery, like, I get things done. I'm this powerful, you know, person who can look in the mouth of a lion and be able to walk forward from this. Like, what are your feelings towards that, and why would you maybe not feel comfortable stepping fully into those roles? What else do we need to do? This is a lot of energy that was coming from our money reading earlier. Nine of Pentacles is saying, you know, looking around you at what you have accomplished and keeping that in mind and how it is that you were able to make that happen will help to ground you in some of that. Like, it's great to have memories, and it's great to have, you know, a great understanding of where you've come from and that connection and how that makes you feel really great about yourself and all of that. But also being able to look forward. She's looking forward. Like, use that to propel you to your next role. Two of Wands, again, portals are opening, doors are opening up to us. We have to be able to step into that light, though. We have to be able to understand that we are the creators of our world around us. And although there may be systems in place that put barriers against us, that limit our resources, that limit our connections, that we can utilize a Seven of Swords energy in a way that actually helps us to open those doors, and not in a way that hinders us. The Knave of Wands, or the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is saying that there's something that really excites us. There's something that's a creative pull for us. There's something that we do that, and if we approach it in that way of this, I'm going to go with what makes my heart feel full, something that makes me feel alive, something that makes me feel excited, and using that talent, using that creativity, that's what makes you shine. That's what gives you that light that draws people in towards you. And that's what gives you that ability to tap into that strength, because your well of creativity, your well of life-giving energy is not externally based, it's internally based. And then lastly, temperance. So this is your last card, your outcome card, same one that we have for, I think, the love reading perhaps. But overall, it's really highlighting how you have to temper your desires for the world with how you look at the world, how you think about the world, the work that you're putting in. Everything needs to be in balance. And this is what Libra is all about. It's about finding balance, leveling out that polarity. And that might be one of your issues that's coming up, is that you feel like there's too much polarity. You feel like you're pulled in too many different directions and that your scales get out of balance. And so you're constantly trying to balance them out. You know, you're excited about these projects, but you're also wanting to go out and be free. And then you have all this hard work, but it's also really stressful. And you're trying to figure out how to get these things into balance so that you can explore these new paths, so that at least you can feel that excitement in a way that is sustainable. And the temperance card is really saying that in order for something to be sustainable, you have to feed it, but you also have to put systems into place that can support it. So through this shadow work, we're going to look through and see what are the ways that I myself might be putting in, might be creating my own barriers, that I might be trying to not be upfront in order to save myself work later on, but it actually creates more work. It actually creates more stress. So how do I from the start be upfront about maybe the experiences that I've had, so that I can come to this as someone who is wise, who has a lot of wisdom, and then I'm able to actually plant those seeds to get the things done, to get the support I need, and be able to shine, because that's one of your skill sets. It's obviously going to be putting things into place, and creating community, creating projects, programs, systems with other people, and understanding how other people operate, and utilizing your strength then, so that you're able to get that work done, you're able to have that balance, but you're also able to sustain that fire that exists within you. So there we go. Shadow work. Woo, for the month of May. It's kind of a lot. So if you need assistance with your shadow work, if you want a personalized reading, I do offer those. I believe the link should be in the bio or in the description below. You can go and book time for a session with me for shadow work, for a tarot reading, or also to develop a program to be able to address these things and to make that forward progress, to find that balance that we all love so much, Libra. So that's going to be it for the month of May. I hope you have a great one. Let me know if this resonates with you, any improvements that can be made, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.